Hi, I'm Kira from Charm City Buyers, and everyone's always talking about Baltimore real estate, number one, but number two, all the vacant houses we have and the cheap properties that you can find here. So what I want to do is make sure that you know the history behind why those vacants even exist and how you can make sure that you are set up for maximum success if you want to invest in this city. Number one, Baltimore is the birthplace of redlining. Redlining is the legal practice that lenders took to literally draw red lines around areas and neighborhoods across the city, and the areas within those red lines were deemed as hazardous. So these hazardous neighborhoods were not able to get access to funding to do deals, right? And so what happened over time is that this created spaces where property values decreased quite a bit. And now when you think about some of these areas and neighborhoods, the rehab cost actually exceeds the value of the houses. And so some of these vacant properties literally would cost too much to do rehab for based on the neighborhoods that they're in. And so when you think about vacant properties in Baltimore, don't just think about what you see and hear on the news, but also the economic factors that create the situations that we're in. Number two, although folks are talking about Baltimore having 15,000 vacant houses, know that a vast majority of them are not owned by Baltimore City. Baltimore City may own a few thousand properties, not only properties, but also vacant lots in the city. That means a vast majority of the vacant houses across Baltimore City are owned by individuals or investors. Why? Because folks tend to speculate, number one. So they're speculating on properties. They find something cheap online for a few $1,000s and decide to use it as a savings account, which really truly hurts the entire city and community as a result. You also have to know and understand that Baltimore is different, right? The market's different. The process is different. Dealing with a city like this with the remnants of redlining, you have a lot of market conditions that are very unique to Baltimore. And so folks who are buying property here and thinking they could do whatever it is that they've done in New York or DC or Atlanta or anywhere else tend to come here and fail. And when they fail, they get stuck with a property that they can't renovate, get funding for, or what have you, and they just sit on it. And so this has created a market where it becomes very, very challenging to get up and running when you're looking for an affordable property that you want to do great work in, but there's tons of investors who are just sitting on vacant, boarded up houses. So the third thing that you need to know and understand about vacants here in Baltimore is that it is not rare for you to be spending $120,000, $150,000 to $200,000 just on rehab. So it's really, really important when you're buying these vacant houses that you're doing your due diligence, right? That you know and understand how to navigate this market. You have resources, boots on the ground that help make sure that you're making the right call, and you are building the right team to be able to do the work here. When you're buying property from the city and even some auctioneers, you need to show that your team has experience in Baltimore, right? Navigating the permitting process and the inspections and doing big construction deals here. So you definitely want to make sure that you have folks here in Baltimore with Baltimore experience who are guiding you along the way. Critically, critically important. And number four, what's really, really exciting about Baltimore right now is that there are tons of grants and incentives for folks who are looking to buy a property and live in it. And so you may have the opportunity to get one of these vacants, do a great rehab, call it a home, and keep more money in your pocket through the process doing it. So how can you make that happen? One, you can check out some of the grants and resources that are available on livebaltimore.com, where we are also partners and sponsors. And you can also work with different lenders that give you options to renovate properties within your loan. So you can look at things like the 203K loan, or even programs like NACA if you really are ready to buckle down and be organized throughout the process to be able to get low-cost loans that give you the opportunity to purchase and renovate your property all the way through. So what I want you to remember is 15,000 vacant properties shouldn't be something for you to run from in Baltimore, but make sure that you are educated and understand how to navigate the process to set yourself up for success. We want more people who turn vacant houses into homes versus folks who come in, speculate, and sit on boarded up houses. we don't do that. You shouldn't either. So make sure that you continue on the journey with us right here on our YouTube channel as we share more information about how you can be successful in real estate and in Baltimore.